You're the next contestant on the Prices. No, wait, that's not me. Welcome back, Deadheads. Or welcome for the first time, new Deadheads. Today, we're going to do our review of this guy right here, the Anbernic RG556. We've been using this for several weeks now. You saw our unboxing and first impressions, and this guy has really been impressive, but I wanted to really push this to the limits and see what limitations it does have, because yeah, no device is going to be the perfect device. There's always going to be some, giveaways, some things that are compromises. So we're going to deep dive into that and go over the things that I loved about this, the things that I thought could be better, and then give you an overview of how we thought this unit could be. It's still early in 2024, but I will say, sneak peek, guess what? This is one of the better devices we've seen that may be one of the best for 2024. Anyways, Deadheads, please remember to leave us a comment. Get in that commentary. Come into the community and chat with us. We're really growing this community. It's becoming exciting to see all the people interact with each other. And leave me a comment, things you like, things you don't like. I want to make this channel better. So please let me know how it can improve. But let's hop into it and let's get right onto this and let's talk about the Anbernic RG556. We'll be right back, Deadheads. All right, first, let's just talk about this guy. First of all, this is one of the most comfortable devices I have held. When I first saw the renders and I saw the first footage of this, I thought this guy looked weird. I didn't think I was gonna like it. So if you're like me, you might find yourself very surprised that this thing actually is so comfortable to hold. The materials they're using for this shell are amazing. I did go with the see-through blue transparent one. The black one is also nice looking, but I like the materials that we're using here. It has a touch to it, a feeling to it that's just really nice and unique. The see-throughness of it is great. I like how clean it looks on the back. Has a little logo here, and again, it just feels really good holding it. I don't even want to try to put a grip on it, and I try to put a grip on everything. So that is the first thing that I think is the most impressive about this unit. But let me throw the specs up on the screen here and we'll go over it. First of all, we're talking about this CPU that has not been used in a handheld yet, the Tiger Unisoc T820. This chipset is performing at a level that we kind of expected it would. It is doing most PS2, most Gamecube games. Now, some of the limitations is the software, some of it's Android, not necessarily this CPU. So the Mali that's paired with it seems to be pretty strong as well. And so we're getting a really good mixture here for playing. Remember, we're at under $200 here, and we're getting to play a majority of the PS2 catalog and GameCube catalog. The next thing it has enough storage in it, enough memory in it. It comes with Android 13, and it's got Anbernic's flavor of it. And then that 5.48-inch OLED screen, which is the star of this unit. This screen is beautiful, it looks great, it just looks fantastic, and it's fun to play on. Aside from my Snowcake, this is the best OLED screen that I think I've played on yet for it. It does have a little bit of analog sticks that are not the best. The D-pad is pretty good. It's not too bad. I'd say the D-pad is okay, not bad at all. I like the shoulder buttons. Those are nice. The ports here, everything is arranged in a nice way. I like the 4 buttons at the bottom. I don't like when companies mix them at the top and bottom, so I really like that that's at the bottom like that. And again, you do have your SD card reader here. You have your jack for headphones, and then your USB-C port for charging. Or USB-C video out. So let's hop into some game footage and check out how this thing is performing. We're going to play a little PS2 and a little Wii, which is surprising that it's playing some Wii, and we'll be right back, Deadheads. All right, guys, let's start off with a little bit of PlayStation 2, some Sly. This is a great Sucker Punch game. Don't really know what these guys have been doing recently. I should probably catch up and figure out what they're working on. But this is running a PS2. We're running at a 2x. And yeah, let's see how this guy does. Zzz.
Hitting over these fortress walls shouldn't be a problem. Look, we're running 5x5 here. Make sure everyone's in sync.
So you can see in here it does have just a little bit of slowdown. But with the right settings and tweakings and running at a less of a factor, it probably is going, it does run better.
In position.
Zzz. Let's drop it down to a 1.5x and see how it does then. I do have the FMV hack enabled and the widescreen patches. And you can see we're just getting short of 34 frames a second. So this is 3. This is, you know, a very demanding game like Jak 3. So at 1.5x, we're still kind of struggling just a little bit. Man, this looks fantastic on this OLED screen though. Well, let's drop down one more level and let's see if we can get this thing to just run a lot more smoother. We are running on the Vulkan background. And there we go. Now we're kind of running it much better. Now we lose out some of that, you know, beautiful, gorgeous look. And it's a shame that this chipset just is, you know, it's so close. It's just so close. Maybe the core needs to be overclocked a bit. Again, with Android and some software tuning, I bet this CPU could do this game just fine. This still looks great. That OLED screen is really helping. But again, for one of the more demanding PS2 games, we're getting, you know, I think this is playable. All right, Deadheads, let's try something else and we'll be right back. And we're back. Let's try some PS2 Burnout 3. Let's see how this racing game does. The Burnout series was one of my favorites back in the day. Need for Speed's always been more. But you can see once again we got a little audio slowdown here. So we do have some slowdown, but it's had such a good soundtrack on it too. You can tell from the music that it's not quite playing up to its full potential. And using a power ROM, which I'm not, might improve this. There's probably ways to get this running much better, but I wanted to show you guys just out of the box, 1x using the PS2 emulator, what some of these more demanding games look like. All right, let's move on to another system, guys, and we'll be right back. All right, moving over to Gamecube. Let's try some F-Zero. This is known as a more difficult game to run on the Gamecube. We're running on Dolphin MMJR2. And we are running at a 1.5x resolution. Such a fun game. And again, this is so gorgeous on this OLED screen. I am not steering very well, am I? You can see that this is running fairly good. Whoops, as I crash. In the music, you can tell there's a little bit of hesitation, a little slowdown. But again, for running a game that's known to be a bit difficult to emulate, we're getting a good solid 50 frames per second. As I go the wrong way in the game. And these videos are not me about playing the game well, this is about showing the footage. Alright, let's try another GameCube game, we'll be right back. And we're back with another GameCube. Let's try some Super Smash Bros. Melee. Again, another fantastic game. I like to be Kirby. Kirby is like one of the most evil... Kirby and Yoshi are really like evil, right? Because they just can't very easily be attacked or died. And man, they do some evil stuff. But you can see that this is running really nice. Oh, as I swallow him up, Donkey Kong. Again, we're at a 1.5x resolution on the GameCube, running on Dolphin MMJR2. And it just looks so good on this OLED screen. There you go, Donkey Kong, get out of here. Again, I'm not very good at filming and playing these games at the same time. Maybe there's a trick I need to learn. But yeah, I would say this is extremely playable, looks great, and this is one of the greater games on the GameCube. So most of the popular games are going to have a lot of edits to them. It's the games that haven't had a lot of developers work on them that may not work as good here. Alright guys, we're going to be back. We're going to wrap up this video and go over the things I liked and the things I did not like. And we'll be right back, Deadheads. Alright, let's talk about the things that I like. So what do I like about the Anbernic RG556? First, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the overall form factor and size. This is easily the most comfortable over 5-inch handheld that I've used to date. The shape does look funny, but once I actually held the unit, I was thoroughly surprised at how it felt holding it. The 5.48-inch 16:9 1080p aspect ratio paired with this gorgeous OLED screen makes for quite a stunning display. This is one of those where my videos are not ever going to actually be able to show you exactly how nice this really looks. You're going to have to see this thing in person, but believe me, it is stunning and beautiful. The other thing, number two, the price to performance. Anbernic has struck a really nice balance here using the Tiger 820 CPU, which is performing at a higher level than I expected. PS2 and GameCube is playing at a very acceptable level for a $180 device. This is definitely going to play better than the T618 devices, and many of you guys played lots of PlayStation 2 and GameCube games on those by doing a little settings and tweakings. And then finally, the default software configuration. Android 13 is presented here in a nice fashion with pre-installed helpful software. Yes, there's some bloatware, and the lack of custom firmware such as Gamma OS at this time is lacking, but it was plug and play ready mostly, especially once you add Emulation Station Desktop Edition. So Emulation Station coming out on the Desktop Edition has really been a game changer for this. I think it's something that has really been exciting and really made, you know, Android-based handhelds a lot more appealing. The other things that I didn't mention here that I really like about this, again, is the fact that this is starting to build a pretty wide community. I think this device is going to be widely supported, and we're going to get a lot of long-term use out of this. Now, that being said, what did I not like about this? So let's go on to the next slide, and let's talk about what I don't like about the Anbernic RG556. So first, the USB-C port placement. Yes, this is super nitpicky, but I want an industry standard for horizontal handhelds of direct center. At least Anbernic could offer an official dock. As you know, I've just recently started dabbling in 3D printing, and I'm trying to see if I can create a dock for this, but right now, there's not a really good solution for the docks. The placement makes it where it's not going to fit on most of your standard docks, the Nintendo Switch style docks. Why this can't be centered, I don't know, but I hopefully, Anbernic, if you're listening, come on man, let's make these things centered. Let's just standardize it. Also the selection of colors. I adore the blue, but I want to see more transparent colors. Come on man, Retroid is offering like 6 different colors, so Anbernic, time to step up. Let's offer some different shells. You've got a fantastic shell here. This clear blue one is awesome. Let's see clear orange, let's see clear purple. Let's just see some more examples that are given to us. I didn't like the analog sticks that much. Not sure why, but these sticks are best at best average. The placement inside of them make them for just not quite the experience I was expecting. They're not awful, they're not terrible, they're just average. And for a device that has a gorgeous OLED screen, feels so great in the hand, to have average analog sticks is a bit disappointing. And then the Wi-Fi streaming. After hearing Joey's issues with streaming, I set mine up to stream from my PC and I encountered a somewhat inconsistent experience. Maybe the chipset they used is issue, I'm not sure, but I didn't have a great experience streaming on this. I think maybe the Wi-Fi in there is just not set up right or not strong enough. Don't really know. I've seen some people in the community are kind of working on this to try to figure this out. That being said, with all this in mind and everything taken into account, what do I think about this device? Well, deadheads, let me tell you, I like this device. I find myself picking it up and playing a lot. I have a ton of handhelds I can play. I'm always playing on my Snow Cake, but sometimes this wider, bigger screen is just nicer. So also media consumption is great on this thing. Throw on a movie, get on YouTube, watch some YouTube on this OLED screen. It's just gorgeous. It looks great. It's comfortable to hold. This is a fantastic device. As I've stated before, Anbernic has had some hits and misses, but this one is a hit. Okay, deadheads, so I do recommend this device. Look for links. I'll put them when they go on sale. I think if you're going to get only one device at under $200, this one is topping out above Retroid Pocket 4 Pro for me. It's just much better. If you step over that $200 line, there are some other choices. The Odin 2 Pro is still the king and undoubtedly the one you should get if you have the money and funds. But if you want something lighter that is 90% of the way there, it feels good in the hand, then this unit is awesome. Okay, that has been the review of the Anbernic RG556. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Continue to follow the channel so you get notifications whenever we have new videos uploaded. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Dead Fred out.